lesson. And our topic for today is sets. And the subtopic that we'll be talking about today is basically subsets. So we do know to say a set. This is just a group of elements that are put in order of maybe ascending or descending order. So if, for example, we say a group of even numbers, we can say set A is a set of even numbers we can write as 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So by now, what is going to be a subset? So basically, a subset will be a set that exists inside of a set. So for example, if we are given a set A, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, and we are given another set which is B, which contains elements 4, 6, and 8. This simply means B is a subset of A. Why are we saying B is a subset of A? Because all these elements that we are seeing in B are there in what? Set A. Or rather we can say all these elements that are in set B, they are contained in the set which is what? A. Meaning this B qualifies to be a subset of set A. But now, how do we find the number of subsets in a given set? So to find the number of subsets in a given set, we use the formula 2 to the power n, where we know to say n is the number of elements. So we use this simple formula to find the number of subsets, where we know to say this n we are seeing here is the number of elements in a given set. So for example, if we go back to our set A, that one there, how many subsets are going to be present in this set which is A? So the first thing you're supposed to put into consideration is to find how many elements are there in set A. So if we can count there, we are having 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 elements. So to find the number of subsets in the set which is A, we are going to write our simple formula, which is 2 to the power n. And then in this set A, we are having 5 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Meaning there, the number of elements which is n is equivalent to 5. So in order for us to determine the number of subsets that are present in the set A, we are going to say this is 2 to the power n. Then this n is equivalent to what? 5. So this simply means we are multiplying 2 by itself 5 times, where we are going to say 2 multiplied by 2 by 2 by 2 again by 2. Where we know to say 2 times 2 it is 4, 4 times 2 it is 8, 8 times 2 is 16, 16 times 2 it is 32. So meaning our answer there is going to be 32. Therefore we can conclude to say set A has 32 subsets. So basically this is how we find the number of subsets. But what if you are given a different set? What if you are given a different set? In this case, maybe let's say set B has elements A, B, and C. So if this set B has got elements A, B, and C, how do we determine the number of what? Subsets. So to find the number of subsets for this set, the number of subsets We are going to use the same formula that we are using, which is 2 to the power n. But in this case, we know to say this set contains 3 elements. So, meaning our n there is equivalent to 3. Then we can substitute this 3 in place of n in our formula. So, we are going to say this is 2 to the power 3. This simply means we are multiplying 2 by itself 3 times. So we are going to say this is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. And then we know to say 2 times 2 we get 4. 4 times 2 we get 8. So therefore we can conclude by saying this set, which is B, has 8 subsets. So now, when you're dealing with sets and then you are particularly talking about subsets, there is an issue of proper subsets. If we go back to the first example that we had, like that, then the set B that we had was 4, 6, and 8. So if we look at these two sets, B, we discussed to say B is a subset of what? A. Why? Because all these elements that we are seeing there are present in set A. But now, if we look at set A, if we remove the set which is B, this one here, we are remaining with the 2 and 10. These two elements are not part of what? Set B. So in order for us to find the number of proper subsets that are going to be present in the set which is A, we are going to say 2 to the power n minus 2. Meaning this formula is going to give us the number of all the proper subsets. Number of proper subsets. This formula that we are saying here is going to give us the number of proper subsets that are present in our set, which is what? A. So what do we mean? For example, we take the same one here. To find the number of proper subsets that are there in the set which is A, we know to say the first thing that we are supposed to do is to find the number of what? Subsets. Then now we just subtract 2. So all the time, when you find the number of subsets, you subtract 2. You find the number of subsets, you subtract 2. That's how you find the number of what? Proper subsets. So in our set which is A, our set A, we know to say set A has got 5 elements. This set A that we are having, it is a set of 5 elements. So to find the number of proper subsets, we are going to say 2 to the power n minus 2. So this is 2 to the power of 5, because we know to say set A has got 5 elements, minus 2. 2 to the power of 5, we are multiplying 2 by itself 5 times, we are getting 32 minus 2. Then when you say 32 minus 2, we are going to get 30. So this 30, we can conclude by saying our set A has got 30 proper subsets. To pick another random example, let's take for example the set X. Set X has got elements 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know to say here, this set X has got 4 elements. This set that we are seeing here, it has got 4 elements. So in order for us to find the number of proper subsets, we are going to say 2 to the power n minus 2. Where we know to say our n is 4, because this set is having 4 elements. So we are going to say 2 to the power of 4 minus 2. So what is 2 to the power 4? 2 to the power 4 simply means you are multiplying 2 by itself 4 times. So we are going to get 16 minus 2. So what is 16 minus 2? We get 14. So we can conclude by saying this set which is X has got 14 proper subsets. So In short, this is basically how you determine the number of subsets and the number of proper subsets if you are given a set.